Gentlemen, I come today with a question for you. How curvy and buxom may a lass be before she is forced to abandon all pretenses of having a religious affiliation? The answer may surprise you. Yes, greetings everyone and welcome to the Tomodachi Bros podcast. Today, with me, as always, is my steadfast companion, Ditaku.
I am chaotic, boring. No, I'm chaotic Chipotle.
That seems right. But joining us for the first time ever is a special guest host for the podcast. Please, everybody, do not clap because this is pre-recorded and you will miss what we are saying if you are applauding. But please welcome anyway, John Rakuen, creator of Big Beautiful Women Giantist Dating Action, which you should definitely buy on Steam right now while you're listening to this podcast.
Or itch.io if you're in Germany. And I'm so sorry.
or England.
Really?
Really?
It escalated.
Yes. So for context, you can buy my game in Australia, China, Saudi Arabia, Morocco, but not Germany, England, or Indonesia.
Okay, then.
See, Indonesia, I understand because they have extremely stringent media laws because of the fact that it's under a fundamentalist Islamic government. But
yes,
I
mean England.
Yeah,
it's like you have to go across the channel to France to buy the game and come back. Okay then. Yes, we have a subject matter expert because, as my cheeky little intro indicated, we are talking about characters and body types and what they should and should not inform the viewer on when you examine them. For example, I described to you an anime character whose primary colors are red and black, and the motif is spiky and jagged. Like, what kind of character do you picture in your mind, and what kind of personality are they associated with?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
That's fair. That is fair. I didn't think about my own example as I was saying it, but you know what? You are completely on the money. Yes, obviously, Shadow the Hedgehog.
See, I was thinking Darth Maul with that, but
fair. Fair on both points. Like, you get the idea of a character who's edgy, right? Because that's your association with these things. Now, suppose what about a character whose primary colors are like green and white, and the design is flowing like the wind. Like, what kind of character do you picture then?
That's actually a good question. I think the only character that I have who's green and white is Fuko.
That's fair, actually.
See, the funny thing is when I think green and white, I think spearmint.
I mean,
okay, I can see it.
Yeah, I dig it. No, the point I'm making is there are certain attributes and certain elements in character design that can speak to a character's design, and maybe some that apparently are more culturally neutral than I originally expected. I just figured if I said blue and white, everyone would be like, oh, it's Kai Kiske or Sonic or something.
Oh, God, yeah, it's Kai Kiske.
Yeah. So,
your sins are beyond the grace of God, soul.
God, I don't want anything to do with him. So edgy. so edgy, soul. So edgy. Yeah, like that's the thing though. Like there are certain patterns that we recognize in media. Like you can generally, like if you start like a shonen anime, for instance, generally the main character is going to stand out. Like he has a design that is eye-catching and neat and distinct, and you're like, okay, protagonist, understood. And usually they'll have some kind of strong color motif or some kind of color contrast. Like Goku's famous gi is orange and blue. So it stands out, it pops. Makes perfect sense, right? So consider then, to the point of today's episode, let's use a character. Well, what about Rengiku from Bleach? You look at her, and you go, okay, well, I'm in love. And then, and then, like, what do you extrapolate from there? Like, because apparently it's a wide range of assumptions. It's a lot.
So I will be the first to admit I actually do not know who Rengoku is. I'm not into Bleach. Is that the one with the
Blonde.
She's the blonde.
She's the blonde.
The blonde.
The blonde
Tall,
Soul Reaper.
Blonde Soul Reaper with the...
Isn't she... Doesn't she have orange hair?
No, I mean...
it's
that's
orange.
Orihime, but like I guess I could understand the mistake, given that they are both, what's a generous way of putting this, full-figured.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Judging based off what I know nothing about this character. Just like kind of flirty, like commander type. If that makes any sense.
She doesn't really command anything, and she barely shows up. She's basically exists for fan service.
Oh God damn it.
Yeah, she's very secondary. She's the second in command of her unit, but that unit also doesn't do.
Yeah, the
a whole
problem
lot.
is I mean, Bleach is kind of it's a really, really interesting story, but it really is, flies by the seat of its pants and is real cool. So, I mean, don't hate Bleach fanboys.
But
you
it
have
is
to
true.
admit,
Kubo, the meme about like, hey, Sensei, have you thought about drawing something other than pillars and wastelands? It's like, haha, no.
Also, Daitako, I apologize. You sound like you have fallen into a hole. Everything all right?
I adjusted my volume settings because my family has shown up. Give me a second. I may
Understood.
have to move.
My apologies.
Well, I can also
No,
adjust.
it's fine.
I can adjust things on the back end regardless. I have a balance.
How about now?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, well, Rengoku is kind of a secondary character. Let's focus on Orihime then. She is the red-headed character with the full physique.
The Zongers.
Yes.
Bread
That's
baskets.
a light way of putting it, yes.
Yes. And so, like, okay, this is actually a really interesting litmus test then. So, John Rakuen, when you look at her, knowing nothing about Bleach, what kind of personality do you expect?
Nice and bubbly.
Wow. He got it in one.
Yeah, basically nailed it on the head there. So
No,
okay.
I mean, basically she is the white mage of the group, and she is supposed to have an offensive ability. It never works. But she has an ability that is so overwhelmingly powerful in terms of being able to heal people that even the big bad who's like trying to usurp their version of capital G God goes, damn, your power defies logic. So
does she have like the Iraqi problem where her power's too good, so she has to be written out of the story?
She has to be kidnapped a lot, basically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, I mean, this is also... how do I put this generously? There's a little bit of a skewed survey sample here, and that's almost by design. In fact, we actually wanted to have Grayest, the lead dev of A Whole Lot to Love, here with us as well, which would have skewed it even further to the extremes. Because Ditaku fed a character design through an AI to get some feedback, as I understand it, and it told him his character was too hot to be a Christian.
So funny.
Yeah.
First off,
yeah.
to steal John Rakuen's saying on the matter, it's like, asking an AI for theological input is probably doomed to failure on a regardless basis and very Warhammer-esque. But that being said, like, that information didn't form in a vacuum. That was informed by something. And, like, Ditaku's characters are, shall we say, not quite as voluminous as the characters in BBW. It's a little more down to earth, as it were. And it still was like, nope, she's too hot to have a religion. It's like, oh, of course, never in the history of any religion has there ever been like a faithful devotee who also happened to have a large chest. That just has never happened ever.
I mean, it wasn't just that. It was also, other things. And I mean, I have to concede that, their point about, like, oh, her outfit is a little bit tight. It's like, I see that. I try to.
It's a tracksuit. Tracksuit.
You gotta go to the gym.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what it expects. Like, she's fully covered. How is that provocative?
And I mean, actually, that's kind of the point. Is that much as we kind of joked about what I don't know if you ever went into it really, Mr. John Rakuen. We many years ago we watched Digimon Tamers. I don't know if you're familiar at all.
I know that Digimon exists. I know about Angela Anaconda, and like that's it. That's all I know about Digimon. And I know everybody wants to fuck several Digimon, and
Okay.
like that's
Okay.
my entire knowledge of Digimon.
Right. Well, Digimon Tamers is where several of those popular, shall we say, Digimon come from.
Oh, is that why they're getting tamed?
You could say that, yes. The entire thing is that one of the protagonists, her name is Rika, and every single time she shows up in order to fight with her Digimon, she is basically has her jacket entirely zipped up. And so we were just kind of MST3King the series, and we're like, it'd be really funny as if like the jacket is like some kind of metaphor for like her, anxiety. And like, as soon as, she takes it off, then it's going to be that's when she becomes vulnerable and she starts like actually being nice. And wouldn't you know it, like the next episode,
actually
she breaks down, she starts crying, she zips off her jacket, drops it, and is like, I want to be friends with you guys. And we're like, holy crap. It's been literal decades since I've seen this. I could not have, I was just joking. But the entire thing with that is her outfit is supposed to be something akin to that. She's supposed to be like very guarded, very reserved, and very fastidious because of her upbringing. So that's why she is dressed like that. It's not supposed to be like a fashion statement. It's supposed to be, she's, a very blunt, very, pragmatic, also a very, guarded person who just really desperately wants to be loved, but, has been burned too many times. So.
Yep. And again, that does tie into the whole thing. You should take a lot from a character's design, which is why Ditaku and I were able to, weirdly enough, predict that twist, even though we were kind of just like, we were hamming it up, we were having some fun with it, but it ended up being completely spot on, because like one of the things is like her t-shirt has the motif of a broken heart on it, And it doesn't really draw any
Aw.
attention to that. But then, like, at the end, like, when she does lose her jacket, her mom actually buys her a new T-shirt that is the same color, but the design is the heart is intact again.
Oh, okay, that's a bit on the nose, but it's
well,
cute,
it kinda
so it's
was.
okay.
The entire thing with that is the fact that like her mom and dad are divorced, and like her mom is basically a fashion model who
Yeah.
who never has like any time for her, but you know, and so she's like, my mom doesn't love me. Nobody loves me. I have to, I have to cultivate more power. I need power. And Renamon, her partner, is like, yes, I am very powerful. And so that's their entire thing is like their, very girly quest for power until they realize like, actually, I don't want to be powerful. I just want to have friends.
I just want to be loved.
Yes.
Yeah, no, literally, that's it.
And one of the things that is mentioned is like Rika doesn't like the clothes her mom gets for her, so Rika kind of like buys her own kind of like punk adjacent get up, and so like her mom buys them the matching shirts that have the completed heart on them, and Rika's like,
Oh,
"Yes,
that's
you
cute.
finally bought me something that I'll wear," and it's actually very touching.
Yes.
But yeah, it is
And
kind of on the nose, but it's a shonen action series, so I mean,
it's a shonen action series that's for like 8-year-old boys. Okay, I mean,
I mean, shonen fans in general kind of need the
we can.
the landing lights.
I mean, we're not even getting into the entire thing about Impmon and the fact that like his entire thing is literally the Christian prodigal son, or the fact that their ultimate enemy is basically, what has humanity done, which is also Cthulhu, but
No,
Yes.
nice.
Actually, I think honestly, in terms of like design extrapolation, I think Digimon does extremely well. You can look at a Digimon and get a pretty good idea of what it does, pretty much by taking a quick glance, with a few exceptions.
I was going to say Beelzemon, literally the hero of darkness, and yet you look at him and you're like, man, you are edgy.
You are edgy AF and look like you stemmed right from 1980s biker culture.
If you're not familiar, John Rakuen, imagine, if you will, Judas Priest's Painkiller album cover art.
I have never seen that in my life. I apologize.
Okay.
I know like 3 music artists. I apologize. I'm an old man.
It's a shame. Okay, imagine, if you will, a robot with imagine, if you will, a robot riding a dragon motorcycle whose wheels are buzzsaws.
That sounds awesome.
And that is basically Beelzemon too.
Pretty much.
Oh, hell yeah.
His weapons are shotguns, in fact.
His weapons are shotguns, which
So
I
cool.
believe are called
Barangina. Barangina. It's eggplant.
Yes, and his motorcycle is called Leviathan. Or no, it's Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Yes, because there is actually a Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yeah, and so the entire thing is he is literally the
Demon Lord of
Gluttony. He wants to consume everything, because basically his entire thing is that originally in his basic form, Ipmon, he is just basically the chump. He loses every battle, and he's not even killed and consumed like most other Digimon, because they're like, ugh, I'm going to lose experience if I eat you.
If I eat you, I'll actually get weaker. I don't want that.
Yeah, and so he's just like, I just wish I could have some power, and then I could, become the strongest, and then I would show them all. And then he actually gets power, and then he becomes a giant bully, and then he has a Road to Damascus moment of, oh, I am becoming that which I hated about the world itself. What am I doing?
Yep. And he
Nice.
actually, as a demon lord, he is one of the 7 Digimon demon lords, and realizes what he's doing is wrong and decides to help the heroes, though only after a near-death experience, almost being eaten by one of the 4 great dragons.
So after that, he gains black angel wings, gets even bigger guns, and becomes, I want to say, blaster mode.
Yes, Beelzemon Blaster Mode. And he, even in the Japanese version, he has an incredible theme song that goes when that form first spreads its wings. Oh, and the funniest thing is that new gun he gets, it's a toy given to him by like the 5-year-old tamers that ended up inheriting him, that he ran away from originally because he believed they were holding him back from getting more power because they just wanted to play because they're 5. And so like they see Beelzemon, recognize him instantly somehow, and the little boy like gives him this plastic like ray gun toy, and as Beelzemon is like crying over it, it transforms into like this rail cannon that latches onto his arm.
Well, it's not just that. He's like, Beelzemon, you're fighting against that thing because there's this like horrifying monster that's basically consuming Tokyo. And Beelzemon's like, yes, but I don't have any power. It's like, here, use this gun. This will defeat the bad guys. And he basically breaks down.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks. And that becomes the weapon that ultimately helps him. He helps defeat the thing. He doesn't actually defeat it.
He doesn't on his own. He's not the main character, so he doesn't. But he helps. He helps. He actually helps in a pretty big way, actually. And
he's so freaking cool, though.
He is. Digimon is great. If you haven't bitten into it, embrace the autism and dive into it, I say.
Yeah, there's a reason why several cultural commentators have said, like, anime is trash, but like if there is good anime, it's Digimon. It's like understandable. Have a nice day.
And Tamers is the Wagnerian opera of anime. So, but like actually, yeah, we can kind of get into this because Digimon, several of their mega forms are, well, they're beautiful women. Let's be honest. Digimon take on the shapes that they become because data on the internet is available about them. And so
literally AI trained.
Yes.
There's a general theme with Digimon where the more powerful they are, the more human-like they become. And so you'll notice like certain ones will be like, I am a dragon. I am a big scary quadrupedal dragon. I am a robot dragon. I am a cute anime woman who is also a dragon, who is also an angel, who also has the power to rewrite time because mega level Digimon are freakishly powerful.
And wouldn't you know it, it's not only do they become more human, some of them take on what we scientifically know as secondary sexual characteristics, also known as bazonkers.
Each Digimon has, numerous attacks. One of hers is hip impact.
Peach bomber. Nice.
She literally drops with her, butt on them.
Oh my.
It leaves them in a giant crater. So.
Oh my.
Yes. So
I like where this is going.
She's actually a side evolution from Minervamon.
It's a Minervamon who's undergone many battles and matured, and she becomes Mervamon and grows like 3 times her original size.
Yeah, Minervamon is like a little 12-year-old kid. Mervamon is like, the growth spurt kicked in.
And but if you haven't guessed by looking at her design, she has kind of the big sister energy. And she's just like, the hot blood is like, yeah, let's get in there and hit them head on. Except for her, it actually works because she basically her punch is basically like an atom bomb going off. So,
hell yeah,
her falling on you is like an atom bomb.
Nice.
It's not a butt; it's a battalion.
That's no butt. That's a space station.
It is kind of a moon if you think about it. So that's such a dumb joke. So let me just say, anime is one thing, Character design is one thing, but I think the deeper point needs to be explored, where there are, like I said, there are a lot of cultural assumptions about people of certain physiques, and women in particular get it way worse than dudes. You see a fat guy, it's like, okay, he's just a fat guy. You see like a tall dude, you're like, okay, that dude's really tall. But you see a woman who happens to be well endowed, and suddenly, the weird machine spirits like, that's an REM song if ever there was one. I don't know why I'm on this hot streak of terrible jokes all of a sudden, but I can't promise you it'll stop.
I thought it was funny.
No, I
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
In losing my religion.
Ah.
That's an entirely different. That's not a serial killer's final words.
It could be, but probably is. That's a dark context now that I think about it. Never mind. So yes, you see, I've actually seen some stories circulating on the Tudor sphere, and you'll have women just going about their lives, and they happen to be top heavy, and people just start making these assumptions. Now, some of it's cultural, some of it's personal, and if you're me, it's just like, oh, that's G and H. No, that's average, right? Like, you have to be really
like that Sinai
big.
image. It's just that gamer Sinai image. You know the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You two are incorrigible.
We've been on the internet a long time.
I mean, I have too.
To say, like, H, I, that's about average-ish, and they're really, really big. They're like Q or R or S.
I mean, I'll tell you this, though, Professor.
All right.
This kind of works the opposite way, too.
Okay.
I tried to, craft a image representation of Best Girl Koala.
Right.
And I couldn't do it because they kept giving her too big of breasts. I'm like, she's supposed to be petite. She's supposed to be like whale thin. And yet they're like, no, she needs to be well. And it's like, oh no, this is not what she's supposed to be like.
Suffering from success, if ever there was.
Yeah. For context for you, Mr. John Rakuen, this character is basically a short version, a little short, like kangaroo girl.
That's cute.
And it's supposed to be kind of the contrast. Mela is tall and, well endowed. Koala is short, but, Koala is, she's got that dog in her, man. Mela is way less that, even though she literally is that dog. So, it's compare and contrast. But yeah, they kept making her a short stack, which is not my vision, shall we say.
Fair enough.
So I do think it's fascinating, honestly, because like,
oh, it is.
The brain tries to compartmentalize things and seek patterns, but sometimes it does so at its own detriment. Mm-hmm. You look at someone and you'll go, oh, this person has X, Y, and Z qualities, ergo, I can defer ABC about them. But you may or may not be right. In fact, I think one of the most interesting things is like a lot of manga and anime nowadays are trying to have, like, it's a trope inversion of the Gyaru archetype. Like, they're trying to make Gyarus like these characters who are actually really kind and really thoughtful and really helpful, because the stereotype for at least the last several decades is that they're stuffy, arrogant, and rude and obnoxious, and no one wants to be around them. And this is a little bit of a cultural osmosis. There's not really, I can't think of a Western trend that that moves in exactly the same kind of way as the Gyaru archetype. But I think it's just really interesting that now all of a sudden there's this renaissance for the Gyarus.
I mean, the closest, I mean, if this was, back in the olden days, I would say, Valley Kids, but I guess like, Twitch e-girls now, I guess.
Kinda. I guess it's a similar energy.
One of my favorite tweets regarding this was, how like for 1 or 2 weeks we just saw Japanese Twitter, and it was the best time on that website.
Yes.
There's a Japanese guy going, Gyaru these days are too nice. I want the meme bitches back. Because they're not real Gyaru. They have to be meme bitches.
It's funny that you say that, John Rakuen, because like my timeline is like still 85% Japanese, and I'm like always having to translate it. And I'm like, and I hate that when somebody will just have a picture, because I'm like, this is awesome. I can't read this. Please explain to me what's going on. I see, it's like, I know what characters these are, but I don't know what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I follow some Japanese accounts, so like some of that still gets to me, but like, man, those 2 weeks were something magical, and I miss it. Like,
you just need to play more gacha games there, Professor. And that's how you stay within Japanese Twitter.
I already do.
Oh, which ones?
I play Line Monster Farm, and Uma Musume. I deleted all the others, I guess.
Ah. Oh yeah, Uma.
I am following. I'm following the one for Last Origin now. That's finally getting an international release.
Oh, nice.
Actually, that's kind of topical. Actually,
I want to talk about games so hard at the fact that you're playing, isekai Korean MILF waifu.
It's not out yet, so technically, I'm not playing it yet. It's coming out later this month, so...
You played Horizon Walker. It's like the same difference.
Silence. Silence, Pugum.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, like, ironically enough, like, I would argue Last Origin's, like, kind of more provocative than Horizon Water was.
Yeah, you could say that. Like some of the designs that you showed me, you're like, isn't this great? I'm like, how are they able to do this? This is like
cyborgs. Cyborgs, son. Yes, you see, I get the benefits of Senran Kagura, but they're all like in their 30s and 40s, so it's a buffet for me.
Man, I miss
Senran Kagura.
Yeah, I miss it too.
Can we talk about the censorious moral busybodies? Are we far enough into the Yeah, we're like 30 minutes in. That's fine for me.
Sure.
Hey, you know what? Level your attack, your beam cannon that you have, at Sony. Please destroy them in Minecraft.
Yes. Honestly, the AAA scene is so absolutely inside out and up its own butthole. That lump in its nose lump in its throat is its own nose. I just, like the weird obsession with censorship and ugliness is directly tied to this phenomenon. Like, I'm 30 minutes in, whatever. I'm taking the kids' gloves off. These ugly harpies see a woman with big boobs who takes care of herself, and they get so angry. They froth at the mouth and scream, and oh my god, my realism, my back pains. Like, you can recite their post before they post it, because it's the same thing every time. And ladies and gentlemen, I have dated and been with women with proportions that you might not believe are possible. But by God, the human body is a beautiful and malleable, piece of clay that can take on many different shapes, sizes, and forms. And let me tell you, the realism argument falls apart under any real scrutiny. Ditaku, would you like to leverage your example we were talking about before we started recording?
Oh, I mean, I was going to say, it's like not even going into that. It's like, with my own character, I mean, my character is literally 300 pounds of muscle, and you look at her and go, how? And the answer is she is extremely dense. She literally, her entire body basically is built to expand and contract for her battle transformations. Okay?
Yep.
It's, I mean, we're talking about literal actual space werewolves, okay, who have the ability to fire, energy beams. We're not, having, underwear models do this, I think is the least worrisome of, is this realistic? I mean,
now, first of all, realism is
but-
a terrible metric to gauge fiction by.
anyways, going back to what you wanted me to say, speaking of Sony, there was a big to-do about the game Stellar Blade and the fact that the protagonist is pretty, very pretty. She's very attractive, gorgeous, dare I say. And so people were like, this is unrealistic. How dare you? And then the director goes, it's literally my wife. Here's a picture of what she looks like. Pause playing Eve. Oh.
It's literally just
Yep.
Eve in real life. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like the realism as an argument falls flat under any scrutiny and is also a terrible metric. Like, I don't want my games to be realistic because I wouldn't have Monster Rancher if all games had to be realistic. I want my weird fantasy colorful world of weird, unusual, and exciting things. Consider Dragon's Crown, speaking of Sony and their list of sins. Dragon's Crown, man, the men were swole AF and the ladies were curvy AF. That was
so fun.
Absolutely amazing game trapped on the PS3 because of frickin' Sony.
It's really funny too. When the remaster came out, the professor and I played it, and it's funny because like his grandfather,
my uncle actually.
Your uncle was there, and he's like kind of just looked over, looked at us, then just kind of gave us a thumbs up, and it's like, yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
I think it's very much under. Here's the thing. This is a true fact. This has been studied internationally with enormous survey samples. There is one universal constant in terms of male being attracted to female that is universal. Do you know what it is?
Monkey brain.
I actually don't. That's a very good question. I actually don't.
You ready? It's simpler than you think. You're probably overthinking it, because the universal thing, not even having to account for cultural mores, is breast size.
That's what I just. That's what I just said. Monkey brain go, but what if bigger though?
Oh, I didn't.
It's the it's literally John Rakuen's thing about, but what if bigger though?
His ethos for making the game. Yeah, it's like.
Sorry, what if number go up?
Yeah,
that's literally
you
it.
You cut out, so I didn't hear what you said. So
sorry,
wasn't ignoring you, man.
I mean, technically speaking, I mean, you look at Babylonian statues. You look at modern anime figures. You kind of notice some trends, shall we say?
Yes.
I mean, even going back to the very first human figures that we have, you can see some through lines of modern art, shall we say?
Some recurring themes, as it were.
What I'm saying is when I was joking about Neolithic fertility goddesses, I was not joking. Okay, I was joking a little bit, like 20%,
but still pretty much honest about the whole situation.
Yes.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, we now live in this era where beauty is ugly and ugly is beauty. Or they're trying to push this narrative anyway. Honestly, they're trying to push it, not so that we buy the propaganda, but so that the next generation does. They're not even trying to sell to the modern audience, because the modern audience hasn't been born or grown up enough yet. So they're trying to mold it while they can now. All the while not understanding the colossal pushback they're causing in the process.
You know the irony of this, Professor?
What's that?
The upcoming generation isn't buying it either. Literally, I am not joking. I am not kidding. I had my last job. I had a 17-year-old kid who was our intern.
Right.
He was a really, really cool dude, really sweet little guy. And it's funny because he would go up to me and be like, Mr. Ditaku, Mr. Ditaku. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Do you know Neon Genesis Evangelion? And I literally had that Obi-Wan thing of like, Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's the name I haven't heard in a long time.
Well, watch your career with great interest.
So you know them then? Of course I know them. I fought in the Ava Wars. I, too, was an Ava shitposter, much like your father.
20 years.
I remember ADV. Yes.
And so my point being is that, the Gen Alpha, is rejecting modern audience stuff. They are just going back to stuff that we were watching and we were reading when we were younger.
Based.
So the kids are shutting out really hard.
They are. It's awesome.
It's great that they are. Like the thing is, like this is weird for a gaming channel host to say, but honestly, the very best thing that could happen for the industry is the death of the industry. Now, people might be going, "Oh, Snek, how could you say such a thing?" I mean, I've been saying it for like 5 years. Where have you been? And second, it's exactly what happened during the crash of '83. Things were oversaturated. There were legal issues. There were too many competitors in the worst way. And then it all came to a head and everything fell apart. What's happening today is similar in many respects, in all the negative senses. And the entire industry has grown complacent. They assume invincibility, and that is the time where you're most vulnerable. Honestly, the entire industry needs to go belly up so we can rebuild something vastly better after the fact. The only way things will get better is the road to ruin. And honestly, the sooner it happens, the better it's going to be for the consumer.
Billions of dollars must be lost.
Yeah, like they have to go belly up. There is no other way. And for all these people on Twitter, because I've seen all the counter arguments already, like, how dare you? People are losing their jobs. People are already losing their jobs. This economy sucks. I don't know if you've been awake in the last 10 years, but
I mean, there's just so much scamming going on. Like everyone is scamming everybody. No one trusts anyone anymore. Everyone is like, it's assumed that like you're going to work like a 60-hour work week.
And that's just to live paycheck to paycheck. That's not even living comfortably.
Yes.
It's absurd.
Yeah, it is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. It's really sad that like medieval serfs had more free time and had a lot more freedoms than the average, wage slave now. It's shocking.
I mean, serfs also couldn't travel outside of the territory that they were born in.
Also true.
No, it also depended on what principality you were part of. Like, I mean, when I think of serfs, I think of like English peasants. I'm not thinking of Slavic, serfs who are like, they only live within 5 miles and none of them can read because, Boyar Ivan is like, those Norskin raiders are going to come if we have anything so much as a book in our territory or whatever. Russian, feudalism was strange and I'm not really familiar with it, to be perfectly honest.
So I come from a family of Russian history teachers. Basically, any system in Europe, any policy in Europe, just imagine Russia did the most brutal, worst version of it. Doesn't matter what time period. It's yeah.
I mean, I'm a historian by training, but most of my experience is in the classic and late antiquity period. Once you hit about 8600, I'm like, this is too modern for me. I don't care. But I mean, the one of the few times I did was basically the entire development of Ukraine, the Kievan Rus, and kind of the formation of Imperial Russia, which I think is fascinating but it does seem in a lot of ways, at least to my, amateurish eyes, that like basically as Europe was going, Russia was simultaneously looking at what was going on in the steppe, looking at what was going on in Europe, and going, I kind of want to do both these things, and doing both of them kind of poorly.
Yeah, part of it is that, part of it is also like the steppe people won't leave us alone for centuries. So like in response, in case Russian foreign policy always seemed a bit paranoid or a bit aggressive, it's because if they weren't paranoid or aggressive, they were getting raided by the steppe people.
Well, I mean, it's understandable considering that they are right next to them, and it's kind of a. Are you? This is my long shot. Are you familiar at all with the Black Pants Legion?
No, please enlighten me.
They are a bunch of dudes who basically play video games. The main guy, Tex, is a former military historian, and
cool.
Yeah, the reason why I bring him up is he mentions offhandedly, and I cannot even how the fact that like up until about the 1600s, with the development of good, efficient, like regular firearms, there basically was just this fear, especially in Europe, that like just fear of the East. And the reason for the East is just because every so often just horse people would come off the steppe and just destroy everything. And just it's like the wrath of God. Just these random strange people who spoke strange languages would just come out of nowhere, destroy everything, and then they would just leave. But when everybody got guns, it very quickly you notice that like there wasn't great migration periods after about 1600 because of that. I mean, okay, I'm not going to say anything else. So yeah, that was kind of my point. He does a lot of cool BattleTech stuff too, which is a tabletop game I'm really fond of. So that's also a thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the like up until I want to say like the late 19th, early 20th century, turns out dude on a horse with a missile projectile, kind of hard to deal with. And it's part of the reason why one of the first things like the Russians did in modern history was subjugate Central Asia, just because they were so sick and tired of dealing with their shit.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
In fact, continue.
No, I was just going to say understandable. I mean, it goes back a long time. Like the reason why, you look at like ancient Greek philosophers and they have this just terror about what they call the Scythians. I mean, that's because that's what they were to them. I mean, even to the point that like what we know as the Magyar, the Huns. I mean, the Huns, the Turks, all these people, the Mongols, just all come out of the steppes, and they proceed to just lay this absolute smackdown on everyone.
Yeah, you know Kazakhstan, right?
Oh yeah.
When do you think they stopped having a Khanate?
I'm going to say something like 1970.
1847. Dude, Kazakhstan was a SSR.
Yeah, well, I mean I legit did not know a lot of that, so thank you, John Rakuen. I am always interested in learning stuff.
Oh, likewise.
All right then.
Oh.
But
yes,
that's your impromptu history.
No,
history
nerd. It is quite all right. I am a history nerd too. It is cool to know that we have that in common. Yeah,
you're basically a Tomo bro by proxy at this point.
I am completely lost to the point that I was trying to say.
Kazakhstan, horses,
The step.
Oh, did you know?
SSR.
Speaking of which, did you know that apparently in the original Turkic people's creation myths, they had wolf girls?
I believe it.
One of their folk heroes is a wolf girl mommy who is like the mother of their people. I think her name is like Asana.
Did you say like the Koreans have a myth that they're descended from bears?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of similar to the like the Roman Empire foundational myth.
Oh yeah.
It's a little different.
Lupercal, yes. She actually had a shrine, and I want to say that was only ended with the Christianization of the empire.
That is correct.
We still have it, actually. It's on the Palatine Hill.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Yep. I have seen fan art. There's
Base.
a lot of kimono artists. See, that's my personal gripe, is I'm not a huge fan of Western monster girls. I'm sorry, but the Disney...
more like the weird Western furry art that's halfway between Felix the cat and Fritz the cat, honestly.
That's a deep cut.
That is a very deep cut into animation history.
That is a deep cut.
I'm not apologizing for it.
I like when Fritz met Satan. He said a very funny thing.
I'll say this. Having seen most of the Ralph Bakshi cartoons now, I got to say I probably... Fritz is probably my least favorite. But then again, I am one of those weird science fiction nerds that actually thinks that Wizards was like, peak.
That's fair. That is fair. And yeah, I get your frustration with Western furries because they are this weird bag of the most awful, horrible degeneracy you will ever see in your life. But also at the same time, like these really weirdly friendly, outgoing people. Whereas the kimono community seems more downplayed and subtle, but they focus more on like the human side of the furry, if that makes sense.
Are either of you familiar with Dr. Yif?
Yes.
Okay. It's just so we're on the same page. It's about that brain surgeon that commissions a bunch of macro Star Fox art.
Right. Yes, I've seen I've seen some of the comics back in the day. Yes.
So funny. Someone had their life saved by Dr. Yif, and they will never know.
Yep. It's funny because like I know that you've seen some of my character designs for a project, and I'm like, having seen the interview now, or having heard the interview multiple times now, and I'm like, he has to understand that that's not really what I'm going for. The entire point is that she's supposed to look monstrous, and she's actually not. She's actually just a really nice person.
That's like Monster Girl Stuff 101.
Yeah, it's like we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're trying to tell a cute, wholesome story, and one of the girls happens to be a dog kimono. So, I mean,
yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that. HMOFA is the purest form of love, so everyone knows that.
I mean, and the entire thing actually is that I was like, it'd be really funny as if she joked about a bunch of the things that you were talking about like the crushing and the lore and all that.
But she's too squeamish to ever go through with any of it.
Yeah, and so... Yeah, and I want to say you actually were like, wait, so you're just going to bait all the fetish people? I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am. I am going to do that.
I got a buddy who's falling like really deep into the HMOFA hole right now. It's really funny. No, it's really funny. Like I'm not making fun of him. I just think it's really funny how he was always like adjacent to it, and now he's like, yeah, I want to fuck Styx the Badger. Why not?
So he's a man of excellent taste, then.
Not Styx. She's like 12.
I'm joking.
Come on.
She is best girl, but I wouldn't wife her. She'd be more like my crazy little sister, who I would make tinfoil hats with.
Yeah. Well, so he would say, how much is that in Badger years, though?
I don't know what to say to that.
Right?
I will, as an aside, there's a game called Exalted. I don't know if you're familiar, but there's a particular
I am
class. There's a particular class you can play as called the Lunars, and they all have animal motifs. So I made a girl with a beaver totem, and she was brambles, and I basically made Styx the Badger as an Exalt.
Base.
Basically, imagine, if you will, it's a tabletop role playing game. Imagine it's basically like Chinese wuxia, except you play instead of as a hermit who's cultivating chi, you are a chosen hero of the gods, and you're just a total badass. And depending on your flavor of exaltation is which god chose you. And so the Lunars are, as they say, they're of the moon. And so they're a bunch of hyper power furries.
Huh.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
I have
Yes.
made both Styx the Badger and Knuckles the Echidna under these conditions.
Base.
Yeah.
Have you been able to make Nipples the Enchilada?
You know, I
Are you
haven't
familiar?
yet. Yes.
You should.
I'll have to see how I could translate that.
I'm sure you could if you're creative enough.
Exalted gives you a lot of wiggle room for stuff like that. Like I actually made Julius Belmont as an Exalt before.
Nice.
So, I mean, a little bit of
Question: Does Rooch the Bat count as HMOFA?
if you want to.
She is an FA.
She is, yeah, she fills the FA. All she needs is the HMO. And I don't
Is
mean
she
the health
though? Like-
provider. Okay, look, I will say it varies a little by artist because
Yes.
like there are some artists where it's basically like just a human woman with some animal
Yes.
characteristics. And then I've seen kind of the opposite. But I will say, if I can find it again, I'll show you because I think you'll like it. Someone drew what Rouge the Bat would hypothetically look like in the Sonic Boom continuity. And what Knuckles is to shoulders, Rouge is to hips.
Oh, she really is Latina.
That explains why Shadow
I'm just
hangs
kind
out
of-
with her all the time.
I'm just kind of curious to know what you would think of Tiredog, where he is on that spectrum.
Tiredog?
Oh, have you not seen
He
this?
is a kimono artist that we like.
We definitely need to...
I do not follow kimono artists.
I think you would
sincerest
like him.
apologies.
I think you would like him. He
All right, send that.
He okay, which episode do we
Senecas.
start with? Like the thing is, it's basically just a series of like comedy shorts. And
you should probably do. You should do the Ogami-san at the convenience store. That's probably the best one because that's like where he starts actually doing English subtitles.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
was when because he realized he has a big overseas following, so he started subtitling. Hang on, I'm
Oh, that's sweet of him.
Yeah, and the entire thing is I mean you're gonna. I hope you're sitting down. He has a 7-foot tall wolf girl who is like incredibly neurotic, and she is just the sweetest, cutest thing.
Aww.
And she just
she's
falls
also my
apart. She falls apart very easily because she is like just constantly in a state of distress and anxiety.
Aww.
And the thing is, our hero is like 6 inches tall. So like all
He's
these
like
enormously
8 inches tall.
sized women are like constantly like treating him like he's a doll, basically, because they're just so much bigger than him.
Oh my.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a Shiba Inu, and he's just constantly treated like a little boy, which is not helped by the fact that Ogami-san's mom has become a recurring character, and her entire thing is, eat, you're too skinny, basically.
Oh my.
And you'll see right away there's a theme to his character designs. It's very subtle.
Extremely subtle.
Funny enough.
I found it.
Did you? Okay.
Yep.
And
No, it's this one.
Oh, okay.
This is important because
right.
he actually makes references to the other videos.
Yeah, there is a continuity to it, even though it's just like a series of like really short, scuffed comedy sketches.
Yeah, we very quickly fell in love with it just because we're like, did he just break character in order to just start laughing at his own bad joke? And it's like, yeah, he just did.
Yep, that's kind of his thing. That is sort of his thing, and I think Tiredog definitely is more on the human side of the furry spectrum. Like you can tell what animal they're supposed to be, but it's not like huge exaggerated muzzles and like the reptiles like have hair and breasts and stuff. So
He says showing off, Ogami-san's, mama, who, has a pretty sizable
gigantic bazongers, yes.
Oh, I guess we could call her by her own name. I mean, she has a name, Sayoko.
Yeah, but like for like Sheep always refers to her as Ugami-san's mother, so that's kind of what we're just used to saying because he's the character who talks about her the most, even though the two have never canonically met.
Yes, which is the joke is that he's obsessed with her. He wants to date her, and yet she and he just have never encountered each other. They've never even talked.
But she hangs out with Dog all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But Sheep is always like occupied with something else in the interim. We've gotten really off the beaten path here.
We have veered.
That's the best part of a podcast.
I know,
out into the sticks.
It's fine. We're an hour in. My analytics says no one's watching anymore except Itaku.
I do.
Aww.
No, like actually, a thing like I kind of wish Grayus was here to speak on his own account. But during the interview I had with the guys from A Whole Lot to Love, was them talking about like the story is about three women who happen to be big, and their size plays into their story. Like I asked a bit if Mitsuru's size would play in because the Japanese are way harsher about that sort of thing than the Western world, and the Western world's not exactly nice about it. And he confirmed that, yeah, basically that is a element of her story for sure. And it's really interesting because even some of the people on the dev team were like, I was talking with several of them for a time, and one of them was just like, redesign Mitsuru, and I was like, why? And he's like, well, she's like weird. And I'm like, I dated a woman shaped like Mitsuru in college. I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm just saying, the reaction to realizing what her character design was probably one of the funniest parts of that entire demo.
During the discussion, like I'll tell a little bit, like after the interview with them for A Whole Lot to Love, we actually did talk for a while afterwards, and he just repeatedly like memed on, whoa, hips. He was like, that was his favorite part of the video.
So I've not seen this character. Is there any way you could show me a reference?
I certainly can.
Some.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, we probably should. It's
context matters here, so let me.
Yes, I would like to be along for the bit. Oh, damn, nice. I think she's bigger than you. Goddamn.
I think she is
very good.
And then there's. Let me show you. I'll show you the other heroines because, funny enough, I started a Moemon run, and
nice.
Basically, like no one really like cared. Everyone just kind of ignored that video, and like the thing is, it gives you a ton of starter options. So like, I'm gonna pick the biggest ones possible, and if that just means like they're top heavy, fine, whatever. I'll work with what I have. This is Arabella, and
she's cute.
Yeah, she's my favorite, and
her entire thing is that she's a cooking school student, and we joke that she has a crippling substance addiction.
That became a whole thing. And this is Hannah, the third girl.
And she is a gamer.
Oh, she kind of scrunkly.
Yeah, she's a canonical girl failure.
Yeah, and they mentioned something like they redid her design like right before the demo went live because they said she looked like a frog. I was just like, that's a little mean.
I kind of see it. She kind of has a froggy like face shape. If that makes any sense.
It's the rounded face. Yeah.
Yes.
So like I started this Moemon run, and my starter is a Munchlax, which is actually super great.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't know Munchlax is a happiness evolution. I've never raised a normal type. The only time I ever had a normal type on my team was Legends Arceus when I got a Titan Lopunny. And I was like, this thing's hilarious and it's huge. So I'm just going to have it like drop kick everything because it's funny to me.
There's a law against Pokemon there, Batman.
so yeah, like I started this Moemon run. No one reacted. And I was like, oh, the theme is like we're going to pick the biggest possible. Like, I don't think we'd done our interview yet when I recorded that episode. I had just done the interview with the Whole Lot to Love guys. And so I named my Munchlax Arabella after the main character. And I was like, oh, I need to get Torkoal because like the Torkoal in Moemon has like this huge puffy dress that's like shaped like the turtle shell. So it looks like Mitsuru's gigantic hips. And so I'm like, that's going to be Mitsuru. That's great. And so then, like, I was like half debating.
You know what that?
Just
you know what you mean. You know what you need to do.
What's that?
You need to get Porygon and have Hannah be Porygon, so she can be in the video.
I thought you were gonna say Poliwrath. I was like,
oh, that's mean.
No. She wouldn't be. No. If you want to do that, you need to have her be Politoed so she can have Rain Dance.
That's true, actually. I'll think about it. But like, yeah, like I was tempted to like scrap that Let's Play, and then like just the other day, someone commented, and it's like more, and I was like, really? Shit. Okay. The peoples cry out for more, so I guess it's happening.
I've just been really busy.
Like, it's a really weird gimmick run, I'll be honest, but it's also like I want to like use mons I haven't before, and Moemon is niche among niche, so it's like I kind of know I'm paddling against the currents here, but I think it'll be interesting enough. And now that I'm like, now that BBW is out, I can actually like name some of my Moemon after the characters in that as well. So.
That'd be very cute. Thank you.
I'm just saying, you need to return to Horai High. We need to show Mr. Rakuen here, the glory of this forgotten 1997 JRPG.
Horai High is amazing, but I'm not gonna do it till I clean some of the backlog out. Like Digimon's got to get finished. We gotta wrap up at least Battle Network 5, if not 6. But it's gonna happen. That is on the to-do list.
For context, I used to be pretty active on a certain Chinese basket, weaving forum.
Basket weaving forum.
Yes, especially the retro video games, amongst other things. And just out of nowhere, they're just like, all right, guys, I played all the SNES, JRPGs. Lay something on me that I'd enjoy. And they're like, Legends of Horai High. It's like Earthbound meets Final Fantasy V. And I go, okay, you have my interest, but there's no way this game is going to be, Final Fantasy V's job system meets Earthbound's humor.
But it is.
I was absolutely wrong. It was both those things. It is
nice,
fantastic. And the only issue is the fact that the game is even in the regular state is just held together by duct tape and the wishes of small children. It is janky, it is broken, and it's so fun.
Here's the thing.
That's part of the charm.
One of the things you can do, you can use a tent in battle, but it crashes the game. Legit. You can do it in any battle. You can use a tent, and it will heal your party, but it immediately crashes your game upon doing so.
Except for the final boss.
Oh yeah, you can do it in the final boss fight, but literally nowhere else in the game.
So you literally are fighting a artificial god of the apocalypse, which is supposed to destroy the corrupted world, and you're like, hold on.
I'm gonna take a quick power nap.
Let me take a nap.
My entire party is gonna like set up camp and go to sleep.
One of the characters you can recruit is literally there's a occult club where it literally is like straight out of Megaten.
Oh, okay.
They summoned a genie and caused one of them. They're literally just like a bunch of neckbeards, except except for one character who is this beautiful, beautiful young lady. Turns out the genie, being a genie, just was like, alakabam, you're a girl now. And he's like, haha, now you'll have to go on a quest in order to, turn back. And he's like, why? I like this.
Why
This is
would
way
I
better.
do that? Oh, and
so,
the funny thing is, if you play as the male main character, she falls in love with you.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yep. She's actually one of the best characters. The only problem is that you can only recruit her like almost at the end of the game.
It's late in the game, and I believe only the male main character can recruit her.
Yes.
Dang.
The female protagonist gets a ghost who committed because she couldn't get any friends in time for... Basically, she like made a promise to herself that she was going to get friends before, finals, and she couldn't do that. And so...
the game doesn't say she did it to herself, but it's heavily implied that she did.
Oh, by the way, this female ghost can fall in love with you too.
She can fall in love with you, and she's like the best spellcaster in the game.
Hell yeah. Wow, just like Megaton.
Yep.
There is a giant cat, just a giant talking cat, just for some reason that just hangs out. And if you have a can of cat food, you can just buy in a store. You can just recruit him.
And he's just like, yeah, okay. Oh, and
this game sounds incredible.
It's implied the Mad Science Club created this cat via splicing. And the cat doesn't even really care. Like, he doesn't mind. He's just chilling, living his best life.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you can find a robot in some ancient ruins, and if you have the nerd character with you, he repairs it, and it joins your party.
Sick.
Yes. Which is funny because, like, he is one of the weakest characters because, like, he has one of the most stringent restrictions on what clubs he can join.
Yeah.
But if you have him in this one instance,
it's worth it. The robot's actually pretty strong. It's like, I think the robot is the strongest physical attacker in the game, which is really interesting because the game has a bug in it where if you enter combat, it unequips all your equipment. Always.
Like every time?
Yes. You can never actually use equipment in Horai High because the game takes it all away when you enter battle. It will play the animation for whatever weapon you're holding because there's like, if you have a thrown weapon, there's a particular animation. If you have a melee weapon, there's a particular animation, but it doesn't count for your stats.
Yep.
So funny.
But the game is honestly so easy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we didn't know this for years and years and years. We actually played through the game twice. And we're like, we learned this and we're like, wait, really?
Yep. There's like one guide on Game FAQs and our playthrough, and that's it. There's like nothing else about this game out there.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I may have to take a look at this. This sounds hilarious.
Yeah, this is one of those things where, like, this is me, screaming out into the darkness. Is like, play this one SNES JRPG. It's actually really good.
It has a fan translation. there is a fan translation by the same team that did the first fan translation for Live Alive. Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Intriguing.
Yep.
So
it's and it's actually based off a tabletop game, but we have the PDFs for the tabletop game, but in the immortal words of Richard Epcar, we can't read Japanese.
Yes, puts us in a bit of a bind.
Yeah.
That being said, we are so far off topic. Why don't we just wrap today's episode up and we can continue talking from prying eyes that may judge us for our proclivities in large and lovely ladies. Hey, I just came up with a sequel title for you. You could do Large and Lovely Ladies.
Ooh, not a bad idea.
Not too bad.
Large and Lovely Ladies, BBW Tactics. Yeah.
Or you could, I came up with one for, we joked about something kind of like uncannily similar to BBW Tactics when we were working on our project. And I joked that GTS could be an acronym for Gentle Tall Savers. And we're like, Damn, that's good. Let's save that for later.
That is really good.
All right.
I mean, we could talk about like the MILF Defense Force, where it's like literally, I mean, you know the old joke about like, you know, oh, there's hot single moms in your area. But what if it's, you know, the entire joke was, haha, but what if that's a threat though? And so it's a tower defense game where you have to defend yourself against the hot single moms that are coming at you at, you know, rapidly approaching your location.
That's incredible.
Okay, gentlemen, let's bring the episode to a close and we can continue shit posting on our own time. Thank you, Ditaku, as always, for being my co-host.
Monster girls are good. Girls are good.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's girl ads are good. That's about it.
All right, and thank you, John Rakuen, for coming back, being our first special guest host here on the Tomodachi Bros podcast. It's very exciting, and we were super proud to have you here.
Likewise, thank you very much. I would love to be on again if you'll have me.
Oh, dude, absolutely. We would love to have you, and everyone should go and buy Big Beautiful Women, Giantess Dating Action, Let's Play happening here on the Hipster Snek channel. You can support both of us very easily. Anyway, we will see you guys next time.